Ani abjegig veshak bay akmidatam safai mashma, Bamjich Baki Dwag, Bamjich Hill River Indian Community, Bamjich Arishona. I come from a place you all know as Arizona. In our language, it's Arishona. Arishona means a place of a lot of little streams. I too am wondering why I'm here. Brett was telling me I was targeted. And that sounded like a FBI word. Well, we're currently sitting in a room here in New Mexico at the Marriott Hotel with a bunch of amazing people, wonderful people who are looking at the health and how it ties in to access to sacred places with Indigenous peoples. Many of us come from different walks of life, academia, culture, spiritual traditions. Many of us work in the public life, but some of us work in our communities, and we are here to hopefully establish some sort of resolution or proclamation to move forward with helping the Western world understand our intrinsic relationship with sacred sites in our mental, physical, and spiritual health.
Land to people, people to land is inseparable. We're all one life, one way, one entity. And what I've learned in this process that we cannot do it alone. We need to work together. We have to work together. The evidence and the science shows that we have to work together because of the climate crisis. And there's an answer, there's a solution here. And Indigenous people are not at the table for some of these solutions. Our voice is needed. Our voice is missing at these bigger tables. Here in this nation and worldwide, we have something to offer on how to protect the planet that benefits all of us.
My concern are these rights, the inherent rights of Mother Earth. Who speaks for the river? Who speaks for our sacred mountain? Who speaks for the trees, that are being logged as a form of commodification, a form of economic development? The earth that we hold so dear, that is used in numerous capacities in the extractive industries, and hydrology, that has created water as a quantified resource, right? The quantification of water is such an important concept for us as Indigenous peoples because it's been quantified out of our existence, right? And given higher priorities to states, counties, and municipalities, even though we have the prior and paramount rights of all those populations. So those are my concerns in being here as a participant, upholding those inherent rights of our Mother Earth. If we can't pray in our traditional language to these traditional cultural sites that we're here to protect, then we've lost a lot of that foundation of who we are as Indigenous peoples. And that's extremely important to me, to leave that for the future, to leave that for our children and their children.
How does sacred space, how does our land, how does our culture, how do we utilize those resources that we have as Native people to heal and to look at our way of healing? How do we use our own culture, our own natural resources to promote healing in our people?
We have the sense that public health research is right on the verge of supporting the idea that culture heals, or participation in culture is good for people's health. And of course, participation in culture requires that natives have access to the places where they have to perform those cultural duties.
In truth, our ceremonies are active healing processes, and when we don't have access to sacred sites or ceremonial sites, there is an impact on public health. We haven't had a lot of research in this area, but there's good evidence that things like language preservation, participation in ceremony, and cultural connectedness are protective of health. For Indigenous peoples, the idea of sacred sites and meaningful places that are part of the earth are part of our public health and part of our well-being.
For me, is looking at policy as medicine. Because I've seen policies that have done a lot of damage and are oftentimes used as excuses, used as roadblocks for addressing access for tribes. And not until now has there been this opportunity where I think the Creator has brought us here.
What I really want to see from any of these convenings is for our Native people collectively to realize that we are the ones we've been waiting for. Our language, our culture, our relationship to the land, our relationships within our communities, but also amongst our various tribes, our intertribal relationships, and realize how strong we are, and that a lot of what we need to create positive trajectories for our descendants, we already have. It's natural to wait for somebody who knows a little bit more or is a little bit more of an expert, but for a lot of us now, it's us. It's us. And so I think what I like to see is our people step into that responsibility and say, like, yeah, we're going to do the best that we can.
All right, enough with the talking and enough with kind of like the listing. Now we need to actually take this knowledge that we have gained and accumulated and put it into practice. Like, we need to operationalize a specific approach to addressing this really urgent need with climate change and all of the effects that are associated with that. It makes it even more important to move quickly and to identify the most effective and efficient ways to address these issues within our communities.